Guns, drugs, kidnapping, all large problems on Altis Island, committed by large gangs and small members individually. There must be one force that surrounds the island that can protect everybody. This one force, of course, is the APC, also known as the Altis Police Constabulary. Throughout this analysis video, I will be talking to both members of the APC as well as other members around the island, including members from rebel factions, Havoc, the AMS and civilians. Be warned, it does contain graphic imagery, images of war, death, drugs, violence and a lot more. I hope you enjoy the analysis video brought to you by Robinson News. I was very lucky to be able to be granted access to an interview with Alexander King and Lewis James, Chief Superintendents of Kavala Constabulary and Athera Constabulary, respectively, along with Sanders Aura and Sean Raven, two superintendents from Kavala Constabulary. It was a very interesting interview to be given by both constabularies, seeming as both of them had different views and unique differences from their units. However, both gave very interesting insights to crime around the island. The first questions that came up were talking about how life with the police force was different to any other faction around the island. What sort of things occur on a daily basis that make it worth being in the APC? Like, you know, that bring a smile to your face or make you feel good for doing what you do?
Well, to be fair, like, I think every time after duty, we go for a drink in the local bar here. We go to One Shot's Coffee. Shout out to One Shot. Yeah, we just have fun together with a bunch of people. It's quite fun to be here. We have fun times. Yeah, it's just having fun. To be fair, it's.
So between the chief superintendents, is there any rivalry amongst, you know, the units, or is there, like, you know, do you work in harmony? What exactly?
Okay. Between me and Lewis, there's no harm, but there is this third CSI. It's ISEC Swoopin. It's the Academy, and they are like me and Lewis are fine.
Yeah.
We both have good people. We agree. There's no competition between us. But Academy, I mean, they always think they're the best, and it is pretty annoying. People keep leaving. It's a very bad concept, to be fair. So yeah.
Yeah.
There is some rivalry.
Of course, the APC is not all fun and games. There is a lot of hazards and a lot of high-risk environments that they have to go through, sometimes coming out with very, very severe injuries.
Many difference, really. Like, you have some high-threat situations such as CTSFO, which myself I'm currently part of. So it's high threat, and there's kind of a lot of you don't stop. And then you've got like desk jobs like myself and the other superintendents and chief superintendents have now. It's a lot more chill down when we have to deal with people and deal with our other officers besides the members of the public, which means many people can say means we have an outside view, an outside to an inside view. But I think overall it gives a lot of experience.
Oh, definitely.
What type of?
It depends about what you do. We'll have multiple layers of it. We have this stress of the actual job and the stress of everyone else's safety. Because at our current job, our main goal is priority. Thank you. Is to ensure our officers have the best and the most safe time they can have. And since we have dealt with quite a lot of large rebel groups, and obviously the main one, Havoc, we do lose quite a lot of officers, which is negative. But our job is mainly to deal with that. And unfortunately, sometimes the stress of it can come from when we have to tell the families of them people that, well, they've lost their loved one, and that is its own is a different type of stress.
Okay, so
I mean, obviously there's the stress of getting the paperwork in on time to make sure you know, the police runs smoothly, and there's also the constant, well, nagging over the higher ups to, you know, improve the police force as much as it can be improved, as well as the specialized units. There's a lot of threat going on with them, so obviously we're stressed out trying to make sure they run as smooth as possibly, and yeah.
We decided to fly back over to Kavala Constabulary and ask more questions, more specifically based on the crimes that occur around the island.
One question: how many drugs do you actually confiscate per day? Like, what's a rough sum of the amount of money that you know take away from these criminals coming through?
I mean, street value it can range up to Santos. Quiet. Street value it can range up to anywhere like 15 million to about 3 million, I would say.
Because of the amount of problems that Altis Island has with drugs, there is a specialised unit set up to deal just with cases like this, known as the NSA. I was gladly given access to background information and background footage never before seen on the island, and was able to travel around with the NSA on the patrols looking for combat and looking for people to take down on their illegal duties.
So what we're usually doing is we'll first start off going to like cocaine processing in the mine and see if there's anyone there, and then we'll make it around.
So whereabouts do you usually target? So you mentioned it's at processing, but is there other places that you target any smugglers?
Drug dealer.
The drug dealers, okay.
Yeah, it's yeah, especially drug dealers. So mostly we're in Agios now, so cocaine is pretty close. So we'll check those if the routes within there's any truck or suspicious vehicles driving, and then we'll head over to like maybe weapon parts or the drug dealer in Agios.
It appeared that on that day, not a lot of drug smuggling was occurring, which is both a good and a bad thing. It's good because that means that the drug count is getting low, due to the NSA's work. However, it's bad meaning they don't get paid on the regular paychecks. The money they make from seizing goods goes directly into their accounts to fund for new equipment. For instance, it's very expensive to keep their armament up, as well as the garages. So how much does it cost for these vehicles? Because I mean, they are very specialised pieces of equipment. They must cost a fair bit, shouldn't they?
Yeah, these things are pretty expensive. Like we need to be really careful with these things. And yeah, they're pretty pricey, especially with like the extra engine in it, etc. Yeah.
So what type of standard equipment do the NCA use when on missions like this?
Well, depending on the rank, everybody basically gets the same uniform and vest, as well as clothing, hats, the NCA banana to obviously hide your identity, since you don't really want every villain to know who you are. Then we would have either one or two of those prowlers out, and a few SUVs or other vehicles such as hummingbirds.
On top of this spectacular array of firepower, the NSA along with multiple other police units also gets capabilities to have airborne units. They vary from reconnaissance planes to quick transportation vehicles all the way up to fully armoured helicopters used for taking out other airborne targets. It was very interesting to see the full armament that the entire police unit has, but it was also as interesting just to see how they use them. So I was able to take me down to Kavala district again to show me how each helicopter is used. Unfortunately, we came under one big accident.
Helicopter can sling load up to the weight of a van. It used to be able to lift even a Zamak, but since they changed the manufacturing of it now, it cannot do that.
I must admit, very impressed, boys. Very impressed.
I think that we need to be really careful, sir. It's about the strings. Like you can see, the strings are not really how it's called, stable. If they crash like this,
oh no! No!